Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews. I was very lucky enough to catch an early screening of Godzilla -1. Toho finally got sick and tired of Warner Brothers using their property like a Michael Bay Transformers film and decided to show them how it's done, as Japan quake in the aftermath of World War II, in which an atomic monster has awoken and risen from the seabed. Believe it or not, I am a very big Godzilla fan, despite my grumpiness and distaste for Hollywood's constant misunderstanding and lack of care for franchises. Somehow, Godzilla is still one of the few that can still turn me into an excitable 10-year-old boy. As I mentioned on Scott's Friday night stream, please do check it out, I am very partial to some smashy dinosaurs. But the truth is, it's been so damn long since we've actually had a genuinely decent Godzilla movie that I kind of feel like I've been beaten into submission as a fan. I remember giving Godzilla vs. Kong an 8 out of 10, and I was wrong, but that's how beaten into submission I've been. I've got Stockholm Syndrome with Godzilla. It's not that bad, guys. Yeah, no, it really was on rewatch. But Godzilla -1 turned up and said, no, this is how it's done. And frankly, I can't contain my joy. I adored this movie. My inner child was bouncing and exploding with beaming joy from start to finish. I haven't seen all of the Godzilla movies, especially some of the earlier ones, but I'm pretty confident in saying this is the best Godzilla movie. Full stop. This is how much of an impact Godzilla -1 had on me. At one point in the movie, I audibly said, fuck me. I completely lost control of myself. I was absolutely taken back by what was happening on screen, that it audibly got that out of me. You've also got to remember that this movie has got a very small budget. It's being reported as 15 million, but I've actually now seen reports saying that it was even less than that, which is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing, because it looks fantastic. There are so many shots in here that are almost poster-worthy. And talking of Godzilla, he is damn terrifying in this movie. His size is fully recognised. This is a big boy that you don't want to mess with. I also found his eyes so sinister. There's something so predatory about them. It's really laced with some viciousness and some adrenaline attached to it. It's fantastic. And above all else, this probably being the biggest praise I can give a Godzilla movie because they so often get it wrong, I genuinely like the people in this film. They're believable, and it's not often I can say that with Godzilla movies. I mean, think back to Godzilla vs. Kong. I can't help but laugh every single time I see Millie Bobby Brown driving a Land Rover. She looks 12 years old. The scene doesn't work. I don't believe that she can drive a car, and it's just funny to me that there are two fully grown adults in the back who look like they can drive a car, and yet they're just being driven around by Eleven from Stranger Things. It's not believable and it feels nonsensical, but not here. The characters are deep, they're understandable, they care about the situation, and therefore you care about the situation. And there's a real sense of underdog fighting spirit throughout that you just can't help but cheer on. I think the perfect way to describe this movie, for me, would be that someone from Toho very clearly sat down and rewatched Jaws, but then was struck with an ingenious moment where they thought to themselves, what if we did Jaws, but the shark was Godzilla? And that is genius. And my god, did it really work. But if I did have any complaints about Godzilla -1, I do think there is a little bit of sag in the middle, but it is far from criminal. In fact, I still enjoyed some aspects of that middle portion, especially in the character development and that underdog spirit that I mentioned. And even some of the character arcs are a little bit generic or cliche, but again, I was so damn invested in this movie, I just didn't care. And you might have already guessed it, but I'm going to give Godzilla -1 a 10 out of 10. It is the best Godzilla movie I've seen. It has scratched an itch that I have had for far too long when it comes to this franchise. This isn't just possibly the most fun I've had at the cinema this year, but it might even be a personal favourite this year. It's gonna be very hard to not put this in my top 5. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen Godzilla -1? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you haven't had enough of this crazy ginger, well, you can always click on these suggested videos right here and get yourself lost in an IMO wormhole. But if not, take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.